Today I would like to talk about how does the GSM works, but before I start I would like to cover the first part of the video, which is the GSM, and my partner, which is Suraj Patel, will be covering the CDMA video. In this video I will be covering the difference between the CDMA and the GSM, and I will give you a very small feedback of what is the system capable of and what ranges they actually are working. GSM is a global system for mobile communication. It's a cellular phone protocol that is popular in many parts of the world. In fact, those who have CDMA phones, they find that if they go to other parts of the world, such as Europe, their cell phones will not be working. GSM mobile phones standard is more popular in more places, simply because the standard has been around longer. The GSM system is capable of data transmission speed up to about 9.5 kilobytes per second. This is a feature that other standards cannot compete with. One of the other features of the GSM is the use of SIM cards. This card will store all personal data and contact on it, so once a phone is traded for a new one, transferring the data and activating the phone becomes simply a matter of changing the card. The contact list, calendar, and other personal data will seamlessly transfer to the new phone. There is nothing that the customers should be worrying about to be losing their information. Accessing the information might be a little bit different in every kind of phone. It depends on what kind of brand they are and what kind of information or what kind of functions they actually have for their design. So only GSM offers this kind of service, and the CDMA phones will not have the same system that the GSM will have. Some areas will have access to GSM or CDMA, but not both. And this is becoming increasingly rare. However, customers have a choice more often than not based on which provider they are using. GSM operates in about 900 megahertz band, about like 890 megahertz to about 960 megahertz in Europe, and Asia in about 1900 megahertz band in the United States. It is used in a digital cellular and base and PC system BIOS system that they usually use. GSM is also a basis for Integrated Digital Enhanced Network, which is the IDEN, a popular system introduced by Motorola and Nextel. GSM is a cellular network, which means a cellular phone connects to it by searching for cells in immediate vicinity. There are 5 different cell sizes in GSM network. There are macro, micro, pico, femto, and umbrella cells. The coverage area of each cell varies according to the implementation environment. Macro cells can be regarded as cells where the base station antenna is installed on a mast or a building above average rooftop level. Microcells are cells whose antenna height is under average rooftop level. They are typically used in urban areas, so they basically live in that kind of environment. Picocells are small cells whose coverage diameter is a few dozen meters. They are mainly used indoors. There's another one that we actually have, which is the femtocells, are designed for use in residential or small business environments. And they usually connect to the service provider's network via broadband internet connection. Umbrella cells are usually used to cover shadow regions of smaller cells and fill in gaps in coverage between those cells. So, cell horizontal radius varies depending on antenna height, antenna gain, and propagation conditions for a couple of hundred meters to several tens of kilometers. The longest distance that the GSM specifications support is practical use is about 35 kilometers to about 22 miles, which is there are also several implementations of concept of extended cells where the cell radius could be double or even more depending on an antenna system. So overall that we actually have, this system will be having GSM is a standard that we usually use all over the world. So if you have a GSM phone, you can go all around the world and use it without having any kind of problems with it. Um, I would prefer to be working with the GSM phone, which is a little bit more expensive than the other cell phones, but it will be much more worth it to the CDMA phones, and you will have a lot of options with that phone rather than just having with CDMA phones. So far I covered what is the range of these phones, and what is their capabilities, and what kind of storage they actually have, and what is GSM standing for. Thanks for watching.